Hi, I'm Terry and welcome to another video. I thought today that I would take a few minutes to show you what I keep in our portable emergency pack. Notice I did not say bug out pack, and that's because it's not. Technically, maybe it is. I just don't like the sound of that word. First of all, as I've said before, I am not one of those end of days, end of rule of law, collapse of society overnight type preppers. But emergencies do happen. Okay, now suppose that we could plan and we could grab a couple of items. What would they be? All right, but you can only grab a couple before you got to skedaddle out the door. Well, with me, it's the portable emergency pack and my Mossberg 12-gauge shotgun. I have other firearms, but if I could only grab one, I would take the shotgun because the shotgun is perfect for both offense and defense and for hunting. I mean, you can hunt everything from quail, rabbits, squirrels if need be with small enough birdshot up to deer, elk, bears, alligators, I mean, whatever. So this is plan C. Now, if I don't believe that plan A or B will ever be needed, why have a plan C? I have fire insurance on my house. I don't think my house is going to burn down today or tomorrow or anytime soon, and I don't want it to burn down. So then why do I feel a need to have fire insurance on my house? See, people understand that, but when you start talking about evacuation plans, survival plans, preparedness plans, they start thinking you're a little weird. Probably because we are, when you get right down to it. So, let's go inside, crack this baby open, see what's in there. Okay, you might have noticed that I'm not inside. Had to take a break for a couple days. Just now got back. Got time to just barely squeeze this. It's really windy out here. I decided to do this outside. I can't go inside. My wife's on a conference call. The dogs are just acting crazy today. And I thought, well, it's a nice day. I'll film this out of the back of the pickup truck. Of course, a hurricane decided to come blowing in. At least it feels like it sometimes. It's actually kind of nice, but it's making my tripod wobble around a lot. So, yeah, bear with me, okay? One thing about this pack is it's weighing in at about 30 pounds, even though it looks a lot bigger and heavier. It actually only weighs about 30 pounds. And 30 pounds is a good backpacking, hiking type weight. I can carry 30 pounds. 15 would be better, but I can carry 30. In fact, I put this on and walked around the neighborhood before. Yeah, it's not that bad. One of the things you're going to notice as I get into this is that it's not filled with a lot of expensive store-bought fancy schmancy equipment. That's because I did not want to spend a lot of money. I wanted to show you that you don't have to spend a lot of money to put together some kind of an emergency kit. It's just not that hard to do. This is almost all stuff that I already had, even the pack. Had it sitting in a closet just collecting dust. Did buy a few items, but most of the stuff in here is stuff that I just gathered up around the house and put together. It's also intended more as a portable base camp, as I discussed in the intro, Plan C. It's not really intended to wear for like overnight stops and just keep on biking and going. You can, but it's really more intended to find a good location, set up a base camp. Then if I need to go out from there hunting or whatever, I can take some lighter weight, less equipment, and then come back to the base camp. So let's start getting into this. First, I've got a few pockets here that do not have anything in them, and that allows me some room to put a few items in. Oh, here comes the deal. Let me adjust this so you can see what I'm doing. And sardines, I threw that in just for, a special treat. Toothbrush, I got several of these in here. Some plastic cutlery, got a lot of those in here also. Some udon noodles. going to see as I get into this more and more that most of what I have in here actually is food. And that's because when you're out in an emergency situation, you need fire, shelter, food, and water. Okay, some more cutlery. Got a little portable base stove here, little stove. I can set up if I can't build a fire. A couple of these items. These are 2,400 calorie emergency food bars. You don't really need 2,400 calories a day if you're a typical sedentary American adult, unless you're really burning some calories. I could live for 2 days on one of these, so there's 4 days worth of food there just for me. To me, they taste horrendous. Apple cinnamon. They come in little crackers. They're extremely dry and crumbly. You need a lot of water with these things, but they got all the vitamins, nutrients, protein, fiber. They've got everything that you need to stay alive with, okay, and healthy. So that's if I can't stop and cook. I need to keep moving, and you know, it's just something to chew on. Okay, some hot chocolate. This is a couple of vacuum sealed emergency blankets and chamois. The reason I vacuum seal them is they take up less space this way, but also in an emergency situation, I can cut the top off of this and use the bag for something else if I need to. So that. Some twine, really good for putting together spears, bow and arrow, addle, fishing line, setting up a truck line, things like that. Okay, here we go. Okay, crank flashlight, crank powered, crank generated. That way the batteries don't run down. Salt and pepper. I got some little treats here, some rice dishes. Now these are not freeze-dried ready to eat. These have to be cooked. And like I said, I compared the price of these with freeze-dried food, and it was like no comparison. Okay, I can buy a dozen of these for what I can buy one of those freeze-dried meals for. Another can of sardines, some bullets for the 380, bite and sting kit. If you watched the Could You Survive in Your Car test, you might have noticed that I had this knife in the Jeep. Well, it's now in my emergency pack. Now, this thing is not really good for slicing or carving so much. It's more of a chopper. This thing would be great for using as a hand axe, for batoning. It could be used for offense or defense if needed. It's also got a very thick D2 tool steel blade, so good for prying without having to worry too much about it breaking. This is really a very good all-around survival tool, in my opinion. And I've been out camping with this before, and I've used it, and it's actually pretty good. Little aluminum foil, you never know when that could come in handy. Some paracord. Okay. Little pot for cooking. This has got 2 bowls. It's got a collapsible spatula and a spoon in it. 2 bowls lids. Now, vacuum sealed chicken bouillon. And I mean, this would just help, really just brighten up any kind of an emergency meal. Like even if we just gather some pot herbs and some roots, and whatever, you put a little of this chicken bouillon in it, and it just picks it right up. And in an emergency situation out in the bush, food serves 2 purposes. One serves 2 purposes. One is, of course, survival, but the other is morale. If you're cold, you're wet, you're tired, you manage to get a fire going, you can get some hot bouillon to drink. You really can pick your morale up. Okay, this is homemade DIY powdered eggs. Okay, here's the thing. All these YouTube videos you may have seen about how to dehydrate scrambled eggs and rehydrate them out in the field and all that stuff, complete BS. Not going to work. I've tried it, and there are some very good scientific reasons why it doesn't work. You also can't just dehydrate eggs and then rehydrate them. Well, you can. You're probably not going to want to eat them unless you really are starving, in which case you'd probably eat anything. In the early 1940s, right around the time World War II started, a university actually developed a method for powdering eggs that the United States Army adopted, and it was the first method that the Army found good enough for their soldiers to adopt for powdered eggs. These are vacuum sealed, so it looks like a brick, but it's actually a fine powder. You can reconstitute these with water, scramble them, and I have done this. I've got, I don't know, 1,000 eggs made, put back like this with oxygen absorbers and desiccant. Oh, sorry about that. Gust of wind came along and blew my tripod over. Fortunately, I didn't break anything. Okay, I was talking about powdered eggs. I'm going to do a video sometime on how to do this, but this is actually a method that the United States Army found acceptable enough to adopt right around the time of the start of World War II. So these can be reconstituted, scrambled, like I said, before the wind blew my camera over. And there's about a month's worth of breakfast here, so that's good food there. Okay, next, we've got a lot of this stuff. This is hardtack. Flour, salt, water, bacon. You need it just like this, right out of a package. These, again, vacuum sealed, so I've got a bag. They can be reconstituted with water and boiled, I guess, to make it kind of a, I guess it tastes kind of like mushrooms. In my opinion, it has that texture of a mushroom. And I could add some chicken bouillon to it to make a really nice meal. Or I could just chew on them on the go. Each one of these packages is 1 day's worth of rations. So there's 1 day for one person. So I've got multitudes of these. Some more ammunition. Can a person ever have too much ammunition? I mean, seriously. I don't think so. Okay, getting down to the end. We have got blood stopper, even stops bullet wounds. It says Lou Ferrigno endorsed. A little cooking oil. Again, you can see it's mostly food. Emergency medical kit, which is really, it's Band-Aids, gauze, antiseptic, I mean, stuff like that. There's no sutures or anything like that. But, you know, it's better than that. Some sterno for the little camp stove I had set up. Sardine fillets. Another little cook kit. This folds out into a skillet with a drinking cup and a little bowl in it, so I can boil like some soup or stew in this one, and then I can scramble eggs and fry stuff in this one. Vacuum sealed change of underwear and socks. Okay, I got water filters. This is a 200,000 gallon water filter, some water purification tablets, and a couple of light sticks. A couple of vacuum sealed hats, extra hats to keep the sun off. Toilet paper, vacuum sealed ones. This is also vacuum sealed. Spare shoestring, washcloth, toothbrush, toothpaste, razors, shampoo, soap, personal hygiene, personal gear, folding saw. You can start to see what I mean about setting up a base camp. You can carry a lot of this stuff with you everywhere you go. Okay, this is a special kind of cheese. This is actually traditional cheese eaten by Mongolian horse soldiers many thousands of years ago. We have a friend from Uzbekistan who makes this for us. It's actually made from horse milk. It's concentrated, dried, pressed into these rock hard little stones here. But the idea is when you're out, you're riding your horse or whatever, you put one of these in your mouth and you just kind of suck on it. And it keeps you going all day. So one of these is 1 day's worth of nutrient to keep you going. I've tried these. They're a little on the sour side, But actually, lo and behold, I wasn't hungry that whole day. I just put one of these in my mouth and I wasn't even hungry. There might be something in it that suppresses appetite. I'm not sure. Or suppresses hunger, but it works. Some herring in dill sauce. Entrenching tool. Collapsible entrenching tool. Fire starter. This is a bigger version from the one that I have in the Jeep. So you see that? No. Anyway, it works. Of course, as everybody knows, my favorite emergency fire starter is cigarette lighter. No, it's not cheating, okay? When you're cold, you're wet, you're freezing, temperature's dropping, get the damn fire started. All right, it's not the time for showing off your Rambo skills. It's the time for getting a damn fire started. More personal hygiene stuff, more soap, more shampoo. Adhesive body warmers are really coming in the winter, but these can actually keep you alive overnight. And again, we've got some more camp soap. We've got a couple of Zippo lighters in here. I've got some Ronson lighter fluid. I got some insect repellent, a couple more cigarette lighters, some sunscreen, and that is all except for pocket knife. And like I said, I've got a few empty pouches here, so I could put a few more items in here if I wanted to. Compass. And I'm not going to take them all out, but shotgun shells. I got some double-aught buckshot, magnums. I've got some birdshot, different big grades. Because if I can grab two things in a go, the second thing I'm going to grab is going to be my shotgun. There's some birdshot. Yes, the shotgun. Shotgun is an excellent survival tool. It's good not only for self-defense, offense, but also hunting. So there it is. There's everything I keep in my personal portable emergency kit. Not a bug out pack. Okay, it's not intended for bugging out. Although it actually kind of is. It's Plan C. So, as always, thanks for watching. Oh, by the way, I am up to over 90 subscribers now. So, thank you if you're one of them. And if not, why haven't you subscribed yet? As always, thanks for watching. And please feel free to try this at home.